Hello, I'm Ronnie, otherwise known as Winters. I have my hairband on. I got a hive going on my face. I feel like crap. I feel like crud. So, we're gonna try and correct that. I'm getting my period probably today or probably tomorrow. I normally get it in the morning and it never came today. I was really banking on that because I was like, oh, I feel like crap. She's gotta be on her way. And she is, but I think tomorrow's the day. So, we gotta wait it out. And until then, I'm gonna be feeling like crap. Unless I can correct it. So, I have a ton of shit to do. This is gonna be the busiest week ever, which is so crazy. Who would have thought? Because last week was too. And the week before. So. I feel like crud. So we're gonna shake things up. I just got up. I decided to sleep in today, which helped, but also hurt. Because yes, I got a little more sleep. No, I did not wake up refreshed. And now I have less time in my day. And it's my day off. So I really love trying to maximize my days off. But to be fair, tomorrow I work, but I work in the evening, and I don't think I have anything going on. Before then, I gotta double check my calendar. I have to do a lot of business, so I will be double checking my calendar, and all will be well. I have to work on a few design related things. I have been working on some other stuff in the meantime. Like I have a lot going on. I've been working on a lot of music. And that's been really exciting and good. But also I'm at a point right now where I'm running out of stuff that I can do by myself. And I'm open to collaborating on this one way more than the last time I was like making music for like a project. So I have the capability to like get the help that I want and so desperately need. But I don't know. I like when I can make things come into fruition by myself, and a lot of these songs that I've been making I am very happy with, but some of them I'm like, oh, I just need somebody else to cook on this. Or not, we'll see. So, but that's also in the back of my mind. I stayed up late last night. I guess staying up late and then sleeping in doesn't really, it kind of just cancels out. So maybe that's also part of why I feel like crap. But I stayed up late working on a song, and you know, it feels good, but then you're like, so. First order of business though, I want to brush my teeth and bleach my eyebrows because they're getting a little mousy. Oh my god. What I mean when I say that I feel like crap, emotionally I feel like crap, which I think, you know, I get like hives when I'm like stressed. So I think that that's definitely that. And definitely like right before I get my period, I start tricking myself into thinking a lot of bullshit that is not true. And yesterday I was doing that a bunch. So I woke up today just with like disdain in my heart. I also have been eating kind of like so I feel like my body's just taking it out on me. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. But I have a meeting later that requires me to travel a little tiny bit that I can do virtually, but I prefer not to, so I think I am gonna go. But So essentially, from now till then, I have like a finite amount of time to do like as much as I can while feeling kind of awful. So I'm gonna try my best to do things for myself that make me feel less awful so that I can get things done. And then if I can't get everything done that I need to, I have tomorrow. I think I'm cutting my roommate's hair today. I have to double check that, but I think today is the day. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. I feel like this is a very common feeling. Like, I'm about to get my period, which doesn't negate the fact that like my emotions are valid. I think, generally speaking, that being on your period is like being drunk, where it's like drunk words or sober thoughts. Like, at least for me, when I'm on my period, I'm like thinking so out loud in a way where it's more subtle when I'm not on my period. So it's like all like negative things that I already have been like harboring, and they're just coming more to the surface. And so I think part of what I want to do today is like journal it out for a little while. In fact, I might do that right after this, just so that I can like yeah, I feel awful, but that's okay because I am not awful. And there's something there. The world and my life is so beautiful, and even when I am in the trenches, the sky is still blue. I don't know, there's something. Life's great. I just feel like crap right now, so let's bleach these suckers. Okay, teeth are brushed, and I mixed up my little bleach thing. What I've been doing as of late is just mixing it up and doing like a very thin layer, like pushing the brow hairs back and then combing them out so that it gets like really to the root. And then I'll start going in with like building layers to try and get it to a point where I think everything is covered. So like for instance, now I'm just gonna start like boop, boop, boop. And I do kind of get it everywhere, unfortunately. I've never really been able to master this, but that's okay, because they've been fun to do, and it's actually really funny. I feel like people kind of didn't realize I started doing it, or like maybe they did and then forgot, and then like people recently have been like, do you bleach your eyebrows? Oh my god, wait, whoa. And that's kind of silly to me. It feels like something I should have been doing a long time ago. Not because like they were more popular a minute ago, even though they kind of were, but I don't know, it feels very me. And I'm enjoying it a lot. Okay, you're back in my spice cabinet. I'm gonna turn on the light, actually. Is that better? No. But that's okay. Because to be so blunt, I'm doing this more for me than I am for you, so please excuse. This thing is really going nuts. I've never looked completely sane on this internet. So my next order of business is I have to take my medication, my anxiety meds. So to do so, I'm gonna make a coffee, which sounds very counterintuitive because it is. To be fair though, when I make coffee at home, it's never powerful enough to like actually do much. It's more just for the taste and for fun. When I get coffee out, like I got Dunkin' Donuts yesterday. I got a Dunkin' Latte. Crack. Crank it. Crack. That is crack. Not only because it tastes so good, but also like it jumpstarts my heart. Like oh my god, lethal. But I'm gonna make a coffee from home, which means it's just gonna be like milk. I wanna make like a big coffee, but I don't know that that's wise either. I kind of have no business having a huge coffee. I'm gonna be using instant coffee. I got my Cafe Bustelo. I like this one. It's all right. I've never really found an instant coffee I'm like 100% happy with. Probably because it's instant coffee. Go figure. But it's just the easiest thing for me to make at home, and I can't really think about it too hard. I just need to do my crud and move on. I don't think anything I say in this video is going to make sense either. I think I just needed to talk to someone that didn't respond. If that makes any possible sense. Like, I know that, you know, when my friends see this, hi friends, hi, they might respond to it, but I just needed to, like, say stuff out loud, I think, because that's another thing, like, when I feel like I'm, like, so silent and stoic, and I'm thinking so much that if I don't expel it, I just start falling into myself, and that's not really how, you know, I want to live my day and my life. So once again, I think I'm going to journal in a bit, and then I think talking to someone or something is a big help. Also, I put some sugar in here, and now I'm boiling some water. Do I have milk? Yes, I do. Okay. Mix her up. I'm gonna put in some half and half, like that much. I use a lot of milk in my coffee. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Take a straw. I only like the straws that are straight up. I don't like the bendy ones. We have these bendy ones. They piss me off. So, straw. We're gonna mix her up. Give her a taste. Yep, that's what coffee is. Medication. Down the hatch. No, I okay, time to lock in. Time to lock in on myself and my thoughts. And then I can lock in on a to-do list, bang out some stuff. So, I have my journal. I don't use it too often. I would like to use it more. But I think what it's revealed to me in the last like few months of using it, I think I got it in like January. I go through like spurts of using a journal. I feel like everyone kind of does. But what it's revealed to me is that I think very negatively about myself and others. I think part of why I use it is because I recognize that I think very mean things that are not true, or that if they have truth to them, I think in very mean language, and I like being able to write it down. You know, you don't often get to like say the stuff that you think that is very mean and very negative about yourself and about other people and about other things and the world and stuff in conversation, because it's also just not productive. I don't consider myself a mean person. I don't consider myself like a negative person. It's just that like everybody thinks things, I think, sometimes that are quite awful. I have really awful thoughts sometimes, and for that reason more than any other, I don't let people read this, because it's, and not even just because it's like I'm shit talking about you in my journal. Like it's not like I'm just like gossiping in here or something. It's more so that just like I don't know, I'll say something really awful about myself, and then in the next sentence I'll be like, damn, that was an awful thing to say, and here's why I think it, and here's why I said it. Which, you know, a lot of people journal for like manifestation purposes and setting intentions and like all that other stuff, and I do that too. It's not that it's all like, it's not my burn book. you know, is what I'm trying to get at. But it's the place where I go to say really ugly stuff. And I think I have ugly things happening in my brain that I really want to expel. So I'm going to do that. Also, look at this. I think my roommate got these nails. Oh yeah, these are the ones she has on right now. They're really cute. I saw a French tip in here, and I was like, ooh la la. I really want to get acrylics again. I can't wear press-ons to work, so I've been wanting to get acrylics. But first I have to gather like $100 that I feel comfortable spending, and I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. Not 100. Anyway, I have a lot to write down, so I'm gonna do that. Like, even here, I don't want to like show like the rest of what I was writing, but death to all of them, Wendy Williams. But like, I meant it. Not that I actually want people to die, you know, but I was like, you know. But first, I think I also am gonna, on a separate page, start a to-do list, because I think at the same time that I'm like, I need to write stuff down, I'm like, I need to write out a to-do list, because I have no idea what I have to do right now. So I think I'm gonna consult my calendar and do that as well. In fact, I might even write out a bunch of stuff that's happening in the week, because my brain is so frazzled that I can't even fathom what I have to do. To do. Today is Monday, May 18th. There was something that I was going to do that I decided against, because I don't think I have enough time in my day to do like another like event, like thing that isn't like on my computer, or, you know, like a small task. I may also check my email in case somebody needs me to do something else. Okay. Great. A whole bunch of stuff. That's awesome. Can't wait. My phone just ran out of storage, so I had to correct that. I have so much to do. I want to like scream. Okay. One of the big things I have to do is clean my room. I did my laundry. I did like 2 big loads of laundry recently, like a week ago, honestly, and I was procrastinating folding it, everything, you know, putting it away. And the other day I was looking for a shirt, so I dumped it all out on my floor, which was stupid, because I know I'm not gonna pick it up for a long time, and I still have all of my clothes on my floor in one big pile that I have to step over to get to my closet, and it's not looking good. And in order to do haircuts, I have to clean it. It has to be removed. So I have to do at least a little bit of that today, or maybe tonight when I come home, just lock in and do it, watch a movie or something on my computer and sort it out. I was gonna do it last night, but then I started working on a song. I don't know. I just need to do it. Okay, but I think now I've written out enough stuff that I have to do that at the very least, I cannot do all of this stuff today. So some of it is gonna get done. There's probably more, but I can't think of it right now, and I'll just have to hope that I can get as much done today and tomorrow as possible. It's already about to be 2 p.m. I like can't let myself free up that mind space, because I'm like, 2 hours, I have nothing, I can't get anything done in 2 hours. That's not true. So I think I need to write, I need to feel better up here. I need to pick a task, just do it, get something over with, and just, I need to eat something too. I need to eat food. I ran out of storage again, so I think I'm gonna do this off camera, and I'll come back with my thoughts after I've journaled. Hello. So I just got done journaling. I want to read something that I wrote. I don't know,
for fun, I guess. I do feel better, but also worse. Not worse, but it's, you know, I didn't come out of that with like, now I'm ready to start the day. I came out of it like, okay, great, this is my life. But that's okay, because that was part of the intention. I just wanted to, you know. And I might not choose to leave this in. I have no idea when this video is going to come out, if it is going to come out. I filmed a video in January that I never edited, and that was the last time I filmed anything, and it's May. So, not that I really have any sort of like urgency with this, you know, but I should never have done everything I've ever done, except for the fact that I've never done anything wrong, and each choice I've made has been perfect. Nobody can ever get anywhere without a balance of theory and practice. But conspiracy isn't a theory, and never having to leave the house is not practice. I have spread myself thinner than I've ever wanted to be. Isn't that funny? Nothing I ever say here is fact. I am no oracle. I hate so much around me. I love being in the right while being wronged. It's so satisfying to be rightfully angry, except when it's directed toward myself. I think that next week I need to do a retreat of sorts. No friends, no work, aside from my restaurant job, for a couple days. Just music and some other stuff I'm doing. Sorry, I can't be specific. Monday to Wednesday, maybe. Reserving time with myself. No vacancy. I'm spilling over. Nobody's got me but me. Stitching myself back up. One of my truths, so to speak. Running out of fuel. I must wash my face now. That is how I concluded my journal entry. I get very like, I'm the only one that can help me. Which is true. You know, but it is kind of funny because sometimes some of these entries I get very into that, and I'm like, I am the only one that will ever know how I feel, and whatever. Which, once again, is true, but I don't know, maybe that's just some only child shit. Who's to say? But yeah, part of why I wanted to read that out is because I think that was a good thing that I stumbled across while writing, is that I think I just actually need to retreat from some of the stuff that I'm doing a little bit for a couple days, and I really want to like work on music and have time to like devote to it. So I'm hoping that after I get some stuff done this week and my friend visits me this weekend, which is gonna be fun, I'll be able to just give myself a couple days. I'm never alone unless I am, and when I am, I kind of flail. And that could be good sometimes, and it could lead to some important thinking and music too. But I need to like plan to do something alone. Like I need to take myself on a couple dates, and I need to rejuvenate something, I think, if that makes sense. I get like this every once in a while. Every once in a while I'm like, I need to have a couple days to myself. So I think I'm gonna try and do that next week. And I think it'll be good for me. And if it's not, I can assess why. So, I'm gonna take off this and wash my face and maybe put myself together a little bit. I like to get dressed earlier in the day if I'm going somewhere later, because then I don't have to like rush to get ready later. I should probably eat something as well. I'm going to eat something as well. Maybe I'll go get something somewhere. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll go do some work at a different location. It's nice out. Having a little walk could be good for me. Okay. OOTD from my kitchen. We got this black tank top. It's Zara brand, but I got it at a consignment shop. These jeans, you can't really see much of them. They're DKNY. My roommate got them at, I think, the Goodwill bins, and they didn't fit, so I stole them. They don't really fit me either, but what are you gonna do? This belt, I have no idea where it's from. I think Forever 21, but I've had it for years, so it's like a little, it's kind of crapping out a bit and like turning, like the metal is going weird, but I needed a belt because the pants, I need them to stay up. Boots, actually. Boom. these cowboy boots I got. My friend recently gave them to me. I think she thrifted them, but they don't fit her, so she gave them to me. They fit me like a glove. I've been wearing them like every day that I don't work. Ariat. I don't know anything about cowboy boots, so that's my bad. This is my wallet chain that I wear on my neck like every day. I got some hoop earrings on, and then this bracelet that my aunt got me for fun. The rings I wear every day. High ponytail. Took a lot of hair gel and will to live that I mustered somehow. And now I feel more like a person, which is nice. So now I'm gonna try and tackle at least one task, because that's been like the whole point of this. And I have yet to complete one. There's one that I think is gonna be easy. So I think I'm gonna do it. Get her done. And then figure it out. I also need to eat something. I think, what do I got? Yogurt, eggs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I really only have yogurt and eggs. And Frosted Flakes. I have Frosted Flakes. I'm eating Frosted Flakes. Are we kidding? Not the most nutritious meal, but a meal nonetheless, and that's what counts. I think instead of like watching something while I work, which is normally my approach, just to like have something on in the background, I might listen to music. Sue me. I guess I should show you the cats. They're here. Bimo. And Smudge. Hi. You want to say hi? Say hi to the vlog. Hi. Hello, girl. Hello. I come to you with an update on my day. So it is currently, I think, around 5:25, almost 5:30. And I have gotten a lot done. Who would have thought? Actually, it's funny, I got a lot done that is in the vein of what I have to do, but isn't like all of my tasks. Like I just feel a lot more organized. I feel a lot more clear in the brain and a lot better. That task that I was like, oh, it should be easy, I could just like do it. Yeah, it was relatively, but we got there. I also just do you want to be in it or not? Girl, hold on. Okay, well, that's the Smudge update. So I had a bunch of stuff on the to-do list. A lot of it actually is stuff that I don't have to get done in the next 24 hours. I would love to, but if I don't, that's okay, and that's good to know, because like I said, I have to clean my room, I have other stuff going on. I'm not cutting my roommate's hair anymore today. We rescheduled, which works perfectly because then I have a little bit more time, and I've, been doing a bunch of crap. But I'm feeling okay. I want to go outside. I need to leave the house. I was gonna go do work at a different location, but I was like, I only have 2 hours, and then I didn't. I definitely could have, but now I think it might be good to head outside and go closer to where I have that meeting later, so that I don't have to rush to get there. And I'm gonna bring my computer and stuff so I can get some work done still. because two of the big things that I have to do are like design related, and I've kind of started both of them now too. Like I'm in the headspace where I'm in the middle of the projects as opposed to them kind of hovering over my head, which is nice, if that makes sense. Like once I start in on something, I feel so much better about the concept of starting it. So that's good. I deleted so many files off my computer, which actually like changes your life. I feel like I've been taking stuff off my phone and my computer today because as I'm filming this video, my phone is trying to make me stop because it keeps running out of storage. So I keep having to free up some space. And then a lot of the stuff on my computer is taking up a lot of space, so I'm getting rid of like old files, random stuff, old applications that I don't use anymore, you know, nonsense like that, and I'm clearing out everything. So today has just kind of felt like an overall like clearing out of lots of stuff, which is nice. Still gotta tackle my room. I still definitely want to do that when I get home tonight. That feels like it's one of those things that I do in like the nighttime, drink a beer, put on something in the background, light some candles type thing. So that is, I think, my plan for my evening tonight, because then I have another haircut tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay. Would you look at that? Who would have thunk? Me. I knew this would be okay. So, I think today was a reminder to me that, like I said before, sometimes being completely by myself is a good thing and helps me put things in perspective. Because I had a great weekend, but a lot of it hinged on the fact that I knew I had a lot going on coming up, and it's hard for me to be doing fun stuff or stuff with my friends, stuff with other people, when I know that there's stuff on the way or that I have to like tackle. And just in general, I feel like now I have more mind space for like the stuff that I have to, you know, talk about at my meeting tonight, and like all this different stuff. Also, I keep being very vague about a lot of things. It's mostly because I don't want to be too, I don't want to overshare stuff that I do for like work or stuff that I do in my community and stuff that like isn't public facing, I guess, unless it's being publicly shared. Like, you know, I'm open about the fact that I'm working on music. I'm not going to share it with you yet, but that is a thing that I will be sharing at some point, and so I can talk about it a bit, but I can choose how much I say. And once again, it's not like there are any stakes here. It's just, you know, I always operate on the off chance that like a couple extra people watch these, that like I don't want to give away too much information about myself, but enough that, you know, this is still entertaining and relatable to watch. I still am working on my Frosted Flakes, I can't even lie, but I do need like a meal, which I think I'm gonna get over by where I'm going to my meeting. My meeting is over around my old college campus, which is also funny. I've been over there a lot. Maybe I'll grab a bite to eat over there, or after. I'm not even really that hungry right now because I've just been slowly but surely eating these Frosted Flakes all day. They are soggy now though, so I gotta do something about that. But yeah, feeling better, and I'll take you with me on my adventure. I've decided that also, in addition to everything else I've been doing today, I want to put on like a tiny bit of makeup for fun, because I also have some time still, and I also just needed a break from work stuff. I'd been grinding for like 3.5 hours, so I think I deserve to put on a little blush or something. Oh my god, my back just cracked in 10 places. Okay. Primer. NYX Face Glue. I've been using this. This is my second bottle of it. I like it. I think I'm working on striking a better balance between my skincare and my face makeup. So I might try something new soon, because I've been noticing my concealer getting a little bit patchy. The NYX face glue was also an attempt to break away from the e.l.f. Power Grip or whatever it is. Yeah, the milk dupe, the green guy. Just because I stopped buying new e.l.f. products after that whole like Matt Rife thing. I don't know. It's like, I'm not entirely sure where I stand on that whole thing, but at the same time, that dude pisses me off. I really don't. I was like, ah, fuck that. But it was a really good primer. This is supposedly meant to mimic some of the same things, and I like the way it looks on my skin, but it feels more like a moisturizer than anything else. I need something else that like grips stuff to the skin. So then I take my concealer cloths. I use the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. I use 2 shades of it, so I normally just grab it like this, which I know is a little wacky looking, but I use the shades 365 Cashew and 340 Fawn, and I'm gonna mix them together. And I'm literally just, I don't recommend doing this, but I literally just take a little brush and just mix on the doe foots, and then I start applying it, and then if it's not right, like that I feel like is a little too yellow, so I'm gonna add a little bit more Fawn. I do it like that. I don't condone this as a method. It's not actually preferred, and honestly it doesn't look the best when I do it like this, but it's quick, and I don't know, I really can't explain myself. I would never do this in like a client setting, obviously, if I was ever doing somebody else's makeup, but sometimes you just gotta do shit to your skin. Applying some to my eyelids too, kind of just for fun. I mean, this isn't really for anything in particular, so I'm just kind of winging it. Put a little on the sides of my nose too, because that gets right around there. Brighten up my under eyes a little bit. I don't like concealing my under eyes, but sometimes I do on the outside a little bit, just so that it doesn't, I like, you know, the inner corner part of my under eyes, but the outer corner part I prefer to look a little brighter. So, nothing crazy. I don't go very heavy-handed on it. I'm also just gonna keep tapping everything out with my fingers, because I think that's just the direction I want to go in today. These are like my typical shade and my summer shade, and obviously right now it's beginning to be warmer out, so I have been getting a little bit of color on my face, so I just kind of add little increments of the darker color as the summer goes on. This guy's been pissing me off, but mostly just because I ran out of pimple patches, and I've been too lazy and broke to go get new ones, so I haven't really been able to tackle her in the way I normally would. And this is just like a little scar from something I had recently, but that's okay. I always say that, like, oh, do you see what I mean? I don't know if you'd be able to tell, but it like separates a little bit, or like it clings on to like texture, which normally doesn't happen. I think the primer is the problem, unfortunately. So I don't know, I probably will get something else after I finish this bottle, because I'm also not about to waste it, unless I can give it to one of my friends or something. But once again, I'm not really... Buying new makeup is something that I kind of do all at once. Like, I don't really like having to go out and constantly buy new stuff. So if it's like really pressing thing, like something I use every time I do my makeup, like primer, I might go out and get it. before I need anything else, but I do kind of like to wait and then do everything in one fell swoop. Because, like, buying stuff at CVS or, like, any drugstore can get expensive. Like, you know, say you need shampoo and conditioner, that's gonna run you, like, 30 bucks. So I try to just do one big, like, CVS purchase as opposed to just constantly buying, like, $10 things. Plus, I do have a CVS, like, rewards thing. And if I can use coupons to, like, bring everything down, it helps. I don't know if that makes sense. It just makes sense in my head. I have this thing that I really love. I've probably talked about it on here before, but it's like a dry brush cleaner. So if you use like powders on certain brushes, you could just go like that to clean it off. The thing's a game changer. I bought it like a little over a year ago, maybe, or maybe around a year ago to do some makeup for a photo shoot. And it changed the game, for sure. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match foundation powder in N1. This actually belonged to my grandmother, and when she passed away, I raided her makeup supply. Because we have similar skin tones, and you know, she used to wear a lot of like cute eyeshadow colors. So now I own a lot of it. And I really like wearing her products. I know that's not really very healthy, technically, or like cleanly, sanitary, but I don't care, it's my grandma. You wear your grandma's makeup and I will wear mine. Okay. Also, yeah, to apply this, I'm using a Morphe brush. I don't know the number of it. It came in a set, but it's just like this tulip brush. It's not angled, actually, or at least it wasn't, but I use it so much that it's become angled. Like I use it like that, like I tap, so it, I've given it an angle. I really love well-loved makeup and makeup tools. You know, I love the fact that I still own makeup from high school and middle school even. And stuff like this too, where it's like someone who means a lot to me uses this so much that they hit pan and I get to be the one to finish it. And it's gonna take me a while. There's a lot of product in here. And I really love this foundation powder because it's not, the coverage isn't very high at all and it sets, but like I literally am tapping over my cheekbone and there's still shine to it. And it's a powder, you know? Like, that's crazy. I'm gonna take this little brush that I used to contour my nose and just use whatever's left on it from the last time I contoured my nose. And I only use MAC Omega eyeshadow to contour. So that's, I know that that's what's on it. But I don't really feel like dipping into it. I don't really want to have that much product on the brush. And I'm just gonna contour my nose a little bit. I just kind of do like a little circle. I've done this on here before too. But I do a little like circle with my Five Below makeup brush. And then I contour the bridge, pull it into the brow. That's it. Nothing crazy. I am, however, gonna take my Morphe M581 brush. This is just like fluffy brush, and the MAC Omega. I love the shade so much. And I'm gonna contour a little bit. I basically use it as bronzer, not contour, but it's cool enough of a shade that it is more of a contour. I just like prefer that over having like actual blush, or not blush, actual bronzer on the face. The jawline. For blush, I'm gonna mix two lipsticks, Maybelline in Pink for Me and Nude Lust. these two shades, and I'm gonna take an e.l.f. Blush brush, and I'm just gonna take some of both, mix them together on my hand a little bit to get like a nudie pink. And then I'm just gonna blush it up a little bit. Nothing major. I always drag the rest of what's on the brush like over like the T-zone. Do like a bit of a sunburnt, sun-kissed, whatever the hell. Just because I think it looks more cohesive. For a highlighter, I'm taking Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in Dare to Divulge. They make it sound so serious. But it's a really, really pretty highlighter. Very bright. And I'm gonna put a little bit on the tip of my nose and on the bridge, brow bone. I'm gonna take more of that MAC Omega and a Morphe brush. I think this also came in a set, or maybe the number got scratched off or something, but it's just like this little fluffy blending brush. MAC Omega. Don't piss me off. And I'm just gonna pop that all over, under, everywhere. Make sure to really get the lid so that it's all smooth and cohesive. I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Infallible Grip gel liner, the brown one. I think it's just brown denim. Ooh. And I'm gonna take Morphe M431 brush, this little tiny blender. And I'm gonna tightline my eyes, make sure to get the inner corners. And then I'm just gonna blend around, just make sure it's all just contained and soft. For mascara, I'm gonna use the Essence Lash Princess waterproof, which mine is getting a little dry, so I might re-up this soon. Do the bottoms first, and then I curl the tops. Boom. I've been doing sort of a go-to lip recently, so I guess it's good that I'm filming this, because I might as well document it. But it starts off with NYX Maison lip pencil. I can never talk when I do these. Just gonna line my lips with that. What the hell is this? Okay. And then I'm gonna take another lip pencil from NYX in black, actually, and just very, very lightly create a shadow. So just like a thinner line sort of at the bottom and the top for some definition. And then I'm gonna take Maison again and blend that out. Nothing crazy. Just creating like a cool toned shadow to the lip. And then I'm gonna take Ginger and Tonic by the Lip Bar. It's this like cool toned brown pale shade. And I'm gonna tap that over the whole lip. To just really beigify everything. And then I'm gonna take She Glam Thanks Just Bought It, which I love this formula. It's, I don't know exactly what, creamer allure lipstick? I'm not really sure. I got this as a gift, and She Glam, I never would have bought this on my own. I might have to like eBay it when I run out, but I love this shade and I love this formula a lot. And I'm just gonna put that in the center. because it just adds like a really pretty like beigey blush tone to the middle. I've been loving this lip every goddamn day. It's so good. Just 4 products. Wow. Okay, and now I'm just gonna get ready to go, put everything in my bag, and head over. Hello. I am now back over by where I live, which once again, you can't know about. But my meeting went well, and I have much to consider and think about and ponder and act upon. Sorry, I don't know, it went well. But in the spirit of staying out and about, I'm feeling good. Interacting with more people, I think, helped my overall mood as well. I feel like if I went to get some food and like be in a public setting, I could get a lot done. Because at the meeting I was like kind of itching to do work, but also I'd forgotten my computer charger. So what happened was I went home just now, and now I got my computer charger, and now I'm gonna go to a restaurant and eat some food. And I also think they have a late night happy hour on Mondays. So I'm gonna get a beer and eat some food and do some work. I might record like 2 seconds of me doing that because I'm kind of scared to record in a restaurant, but that's okay. But that's what I'm doing. And I think right now I'm in the best mood I've been in all day. So, boom. And I also have my journal in case I want to journal some more, which I might. I think it'll help me out, especially with the days coming up. I have even more to do, so I think it'll help me gear up for that. And yeah, I'd rather just be in a public space than at home. I don't have to be hanging out with people, but I don't know, for me it always is productive when I do work in a public setting. So I'm gonna do that. Also, I got some compliments on my makeup, which felt very kind and nice. Okay, talk soon. Hello. You are currently in my microwave, resting on some bread. And I also have all the lights on in my living room because it is currently midnight, actually. So it's dark out, but I wanted to update. I'm home now from getting dinner and doing some work. I'm glad I did it. I didn't really, okay, so I have so much stuff to do, right? Today, it's all creative, right? At least in theory, but a good amount of it is like design work that is creative. Today was not a creative day for me, and that's okay, and that happens sometimes. I hate when it happens because everything I do is creative. So when I'm not able to like do those things, not even to the best of my ability, but just in general, especially when I have deadlines coming up and stuff, it freaks me out a little bit. But in hindsight, you know, this whole thing is, you know, I woke up feeling crappy and stressed, and I nothing was gonna really get fully done in a way that I was happy with today. I did a lot of work around the stuff that I had to do, and in general, I feel like I'm always kind of on some sort of clock. There's never really any end to my pursuits, which is a good thing in a lot of respects, but at the same time, I think I do just spread myself very thin, and the fact that when I'm not doing the actual creative work that I'm meant to be doing, there is like an entire day's worth of stuff to get done. Always. It's kind of nuts. I mean, even the fact that I'm filming this, I know I have to edit it at some point. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna do that. You know, but this is a choice. This is like for fun. So hopefully it doesn't get thrown on the back burner, you know? I think that I overthink a lot. Shocker. I overthink a lot. I feel very deeply, and I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing is done in such a way that I am able to please everybody, I guess, is really the crux of it. I want to be able to make sure that everybody is addressed, everybody's accounted for, everybody's seen, everybody's heard, and I facilitate it. And so because of that, I just pile on extra responsibility for myself where I don't need to. But then in my brain, it's like I need to, because if I don't, who else will? Also, I'm taking this off. I'm sweaty as hell. My apartment has not had AC for a long, long time, and we finally do, and it's crazy. I've never walked in here and felt refreshed during the summer. It's nuts what texting your landlord every single day will do. I didn't check off that many things on my checklist. I might still clean my room tonight. I am a night owl. I got a haircut tomorrow morning at 11, but I want to try and get those clothes off my floor so I can do the haircut and not just have a big pile of clothes on my bed behind me the whole time. And I think it would be good for me to decompress. I make very strange decisions throughout my days. When I am left to my own devices, being a person that is very creative and uses that for income is a very strange thing, especially when it's kind of on your own terms, but also kind of not, because you can't really afford to be fully working on your own terms. And a lot of what I'm doing right now is meant to address that and meant to better that system. But as it stands right now, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. I ran out of phone storage again, so I think this might be my last clip. Because I can't do this anymore. This whole operation is very silly to me because it really is just for me to vent. I haven't been to therapy in a really long time. And I probably should go back, but I've kind of been enjoying working through my stuff on my own, but at the same time I'm like, whoa, let's get a professional in here, you know? Needless to say, today, as a day that I recorded a good chunk of, I don't know. Today was a good day. I had a goal, and it was to make myself feel better about a lot of things, and I did that. I recognized that I also just have a lot to do that I wasn't able to do today because I just was trying to work through myself. And that happens, and you can't push yourself past the way you feel. You have to just feel the way you feel and understand it and figure out where it's coming from and like figure out a leeway, a loophole, if you will. My loophole was doing stuff that made me feel like I was doing stuff that was productive, even though it wasn't what I had in mind. I feel like I'm also phrasing it in a way where you have no idea what I possibly could be working on, and that's okay with me. Because at the end of the day, I really just wanted to document how I feel. I'm at a really weird point where I'm trying to get over myself that's what I keep saying. I keep saying that, like, this year is the year that I get over myself. Like, I've been plotting on some, you know, live music stuff. I've never done that before for my music projects. I've never ever touched that, and I've been starting to, and that's exciting, but it's also, I'm actively trying to figure out stuff while I'm doing it. I wrote an article on Substack about that I can link in the description of this. I wrote it a while ago, but I think some of the points still stand, and I've been talking to some of my friends who read that about this, and, you know, how I'm trying to figure out ways to step outside my comfort zone while also creating comfort for myself. And in doing so, I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about how I work. I'm learning a lot about my creativity, which I think is very important to know before I go into whatever the hell I'm gonna go into after this phase of my life. I know that I'm not gonna work at a restaurant forever. I know that I'm not gonna be doing designs for $25 an hour forever. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing instead. But I'm 22. You know, I'm also just working through how I operate and why, so that I can get, like, closer to myself, I guess, and figure out how to do this type of thing where I acknowledge how I wake up and am able to go about my day, whatever my day might consist of, in a way that works for me and doesn't make me feel bad. You know, like, when I have to reschedule stuff, I feel bad. When I have to sacrifice something I want to do for the sake of getting something done, I feel bad. When the opposite happens, I feel bad. I feel guilty for taking time for myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm in a very, very great spot. Look at my apartment. I'm in a very, very fantastic spot. I am very, very grateful for everything that I have, everything that I've worked to have, and everything that I didn't have to work to have. And in that same vein, who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I doing that? Why did I pick my major when I was 18? Why did I go to the school I went to? Why do I have the degree I have? What am I doing with it? Why am I living in the city that I'm living in? What am I doing with it, you know, and in it, and for it? How can I be a better friend? How can I be a better roommate? How can I be a better civilian? How can I be a better partner? How can I be a better child? How can I be better for myself on top of it all and underneath it all? You know, that's ultimately, I have this tattoo. It's my first tattoo I ever got. My dad and I both have it. I'm sure he does have other kind of ethos for why he has it. But for me, it was my 18th birthday, and I just wanted to make sure that for the rest of my life, I knew that I, underneath and on top of what I've got, I will always have myself, and I will always see myself, and I will always have love for myself despite whatever else is going on. And if I don't in the moment, I did then, and I can have it again. And so I think it's important for me to have days like this and to acknowledge them and to not beat myself up over trying to be good for everybody else. Because I know what I'm capable of. And I am capable of doing all the things that I need to do, or adjusting things so that I can do certain things better. And in the process, having fun, hanging out with people, doing things for the people that I love and the people that I know and the people that I don't know. You know, I should give myself more credit, especially after days where I from the jump have nothing in me to give. And that's cool. And that's what life's about, man. So I hope that some of this was, you know, this, I always say this, but I hope that some of this was entertaining. I hope that some of this was meaningful in any sort of capacity. And if not, at the very least, I hope that my voice is generally tolerable to listen to in the background of whatever the hell you're doing. If you have thoughts on productivity, thoughts on, you know, intention and the way you go about your day when you're feeling like crud, let me know. Because I think, suffice it to say, I could use some pointers. But yeah. I'm gonna go clean my room. And then I'm gonna go to bed. And then tomorrow will be better. But if it's not, I got the next day. You know? Thank you for spending the day with me. Or at least the parts where I wasn't scared to film because I was outside. Stay cool. Have a good day. Have a good night. And also be on the lookout for new music in like maybe, I don't know, like 10 years. Thanks. Bye.
Oh my God.